Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to take a very important topic, that is direct and indirect speech. If we talk about direct and indirect, students do find it difficult. But trust me, my dear students, it's gonna be easy if we follow step by step. Now, moving on, I'm going to read word by word to make it very clear. There are two different ways in which we can report the words of a speaker, that is, direct speech, which is known as direct narration, and second, indirect speech, which is known as indirect narration. Now, if I talk about the word narration, narration means an act of representing the words of a speaker. Now, remember one thing, direct speech always contains the actual words of the speaker. For example, dear students, if I'm talking to you, I being a speaker and you being a listener, I am passing a certain message to you, maybe related to grammar. So this is an indirect speech. Now, after some point of time, if I am talking to someone else, passing the same message, there would be certain modifications, slight changes, but the meaning remains same. That is indirect speech. That we are going to cover the indirect speech meaning little bit later on. Let's read the meaning again. Remember, direct speech contains the actual words of the speaker. Let us take an easy example. Sarla said, "My father has a roaring business in Goa." Now, if you see here, the word said is reporting verb, and the group of words which is there in the inverted comma, that is, my father has a roaring business in Goa, it is in reporting speech. So here if you see, the actual words of speaker are given within inverted commas without any change. So this was about direct speech. Now the question arises, why do we need indirect speech? First of all, remember to avoid confusion while using direct speech. Now indirect speech gives the substance of speaker's actual words and not the exact words spoken by him or her. As I said earlier, the meaning remains same, but there might be slight modifications in the message, that is called indirect speech. Here actual words of speaker are transformed. Whatever the speaker has said to the listeners, those words get transformed. And secondly, it is written in a very simple language. Now remember one thing, while you convert a sentence from direct into indirect, you have to follow three thumb rules. Number one, if you see in the image in the green color, removal of inverted commas, number one. Number second, change of the tense. Tense is going to get changed. And number three, use of conjunction that. In very few cases, tense remains same, that we are going to cover very soon. Now dear students, let us focus on the same sentence which we saw. Sarla said, comma, inverted comma, my father has a roaring business in Goa. Now, this is a direct speech. Now, while I change the sentence into indirect, I'll remove the inverted comma. I'm going to put the conjunction that, and my tense is going to change. Let us see. Sarla said that my changes to her, because Sarla is talking about her father. So Sarla said that her father had a roaring business in Goa. Now, about tense change, we are going to see a table chart very soon. So don't worry. Number second, he said to me, I am unwell today. Now here, if you see, one person is speaking to another. Now if it is an assertive sentence, that means a simple sentence, and one person is speaking to another, then I am going to put a new word, told. So he told me that he was unwell that day. Now here, am is changed to what? Because direct indirect speech says simple present changes to simple past, so am is changed to was, and today gets changed to that day. In simple words, direct speech describes when something is being repeated exactly as it was, usually between a pair of inverted commas. And indirect speech We'll still share the same information, but instead of expressing someone's comments or speech by directly repeating them, it involves reporting or describing what was said. So this was about simple definition of direct and indirect. To make it more clear, we are going to solve examples.